Don't ever go with the flow. Be the flow.
Yeah.
And I don't need no middleman to talk to my nigga. I
Yeah.
understand if you don't understand. That's where we differ.
Yeah, welcome to the We Differ Podcast. I am your host, Shells456, alongside my beautiful, lovely, and amazing co-host, E. This is episode number 21 of the We Differ Podcast. How are you feeling this evening?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. Maintaining, same shit. Just shaking off the weekend. I got into some activities, not sleeping good. It was just all bad. So I'm like recovering. I'll be all right though. How was your weekend?
Good. My sister came down
That's
for
dope.
literally like 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
but we enjoyed our night out. It felt really good to be out. Actually, I went out Saturday, and I had lunch with a friend on Sunday too. So
Oh, that's dope.
that was nice because
Yeah.
I just be in the house all the time.
Yeah, I need to get out more often. Definitely. My homie hit me up. He was out in the park and shit, and like two niggas that I know hit me up in the park. And I'm not like a big. There's this place called the Plague, in Philly. They was out there and shit. I thought about going out there, but I was like, But like with this shit going on, man, this make you just want to do any fucking thing. Shit that I wouldn't normally do. I was like, man, let me just go the fuck out here. But I ain't never go because I was still like groggy from the night before. Saturday was just long, and I'm old. I mean, all right. So let's get into the podcast. This podcast is sponsored by the We Differ Shop. We have hoodies, t-shirts, different flavors, different Just go through the website, check it out, cop up, support the podcast. Yeah. And with that being said, let's start this one off again with questions that need to be asked. Is that the segment? Or am I fucking that? Did I fuck that up?
Read this.
I don't know.
Can
Can you hear me?
Not in the headphones.
You don't hear me at all?
Not in the headphones. I hear myself. You just turn me
You
up.
hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. She just asked me, wrote down on a letter, is the sound okay? But yeah, what is it? Questions worth asking.
Yes, that's a better
All
question.
right. So the question for the day is, how much longer do you think Drake run will last at the top of hip hop music, and who do you see being next?
Okay. Well, Drake is going to end up being like Jay, for sure.
You think he reached that status already?
Reached what status?
Like, just the run. Jay always said 10 summers. Well, Jay really ain't never.
Nah. So, all right. So Drake has reached like Jay's always like been Jay, but Drake is like always been like superstar or whatever.
Yeah.
But Drake is he's half white.
I ain't see that coming at all. You said he half white.
No, but so he's gonna be like, I think he's probably gonna slow down. He's probably not gonna be as interested in making music.
So you think it's gonna be him that take himself out of the game, not like the culture? Like, I don't want to hear that shit no more. Really?
Just like every time we check for Jay dropping,
But that's tough to just maintain that. I mean, but Drake been doing a good job, but I think after a certain while, it's gonna slow down. You know what I'm saying? I think them records gonna stop hitting after a certain while.
You know what I think the difference may be? Jay was like always a cool nigga. I don't think Drake is a cool nigga.
Exactly. And Jay always was himself. We accepted Jay-Z for Jay-Z. We like Drake because he gonna say some slick shit about a girl, or it's not really him. We not like interested in like you the person. You know
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's a face or something. So he does that well. He's an actor at the end of the day. That's what his first occupation was. Let's remember that. So He's an actor. He acts very well. And
I wouldn't say he's an actor in his music because I mean,
I'm not talking about the music. I'm talking about the face of the music.
I think Drake is I think he come across honest on his music, but I just don't know how much longer he can keep putting out the type of records that he put out.
He could be honest in his music all he wants, but when you watch them interviews, the nigga be lying. Like the whole Pusha shit and Kanye, I'm like, yo, you're lying. It was so obvious. Like the nigga gonna say,
He be mad as shit.
I used to listen to Pusha, and they were like, it's not even good. Whatever he started saying, I'm like, what nigga? Like you lying? Yeah, he just started lying.
Yeah. All right, so I'll say I don't know. I got Drake for another. My theory is that it is already like we already kind of like
On a decline.
You
said that. You asked
And
me
I'm
this
not
like
a
2
hater.
years ago. 2 years ago, you said he got 7 more years.
Ooh, I said that. I ain't say no fucking.
Word is bond.
7.
I remember you was picking me up from work.
So he would be like 40.
Drake
think I
is
said
30. Drake is 32 now.
I don't know.
I think.
All right. In my theory, I think like rappers put out shit that check and see what the temperature is. You know what I'm saying? So he put out tapes, put out singles here and there, and I don't think none of them been clicking like he want them to click.
Nah,
You think I'm off? You think I'm
I
off
think
with
you're
that?
way off because listen, I noticed something about you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't listen to albums. You don't listen to like if something
I listen to artists that I like.
only.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to nobody.
Yeah, but that's
I can't
the thing.
listen to new niggas album either.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. Like if something's hot, like say if a song, I like a song.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to the whole album to see like what's the artist about, and Drake has loyal fans. Like, and I'm a Drake fan, but even if I wasn't a Drake fan, you check for Drake's album. You don't even check for Drake's album.
I'm not saying that he's not going to be around, but I'm saying the number one spot. I think your fans can only get you that number one spot, but for so long. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't know how much longer he got. Like, he going to have to come out with some. And then you got to reinvent yourself every time. You got to keep coming out with hits after hits after hits.
But I don't mean like number one because like that can be.
Do you think Tootsie Slide was a hit?
That was I mean, in anybody's eyes, like a pop record, but like no, like I don't like when Drake raps like that. Like it's like
that's what I'm saying. It start to be like chasey. He's getting chasey. Like he's getting like, all right, let me put this out, see what this do. Oh, they ain't do nothing. Let me put this out.
Nah.
Drake I don't know how much he got in the clip.
He hasn't deviated from like so. He's always had his album mode like records, and then he's always had the dance shit.
And then on the flip side, my mic do some weird as shit. On the flip side,
they do.
Like that is like this take my whole theory and just throw it in the trash. Is like it's Corona. Nobody trying to put their best shit out. Okay. You know? Like
but I'm not even so much him being number one. He's gonna be I maintain this. He's gonna be like Jay. Was Jay always number one? But niggas still always gonna check from his shit. It's always gonna be hot.
No. Oh hell no. Oh, you think that? No,
yeah.
I don't believe that. I think Jay is like a certain caliber of person. Like we look up to Jay in a certain type of way. The human. I don't think people look at Drake the human like they look at Jay-Z the human. You know what I'm saying? It's like we like Drake for his music. That's all.
You're being right. You know how you say about me, like, oh, you're not looking from the other side. Like I know people who are like super fans and like just love Drake the person. Yeah, like a lot of people.
But that fades away after the music stop. That's like everybody loved Nelly.
No, because Kanye. Like think about Kanye. He's
cold.
People love Kanye.
But he cold.
But people loved the man Kanye. Like, if you was ever a Kanye fan, you're still a Kanye fan. And it's going to be like that with Drake. But
I don't think people accept the music from Kanye. And we're going to get off this in a second. But people I don't want to hear nothing from Kanye.
I mean, you're not a fan.
I'm going to forever want to hear something from Jay. You want to hear something from Kanye? You're a fan.
You know I want to hear something from Jay.
So you be liking that gospel shit?
Yes, that should be hot. Sunday service.
All right. Next topic.
Wait, I don't know who's
oh.
next though. I don't know who's up next. I really don't know these new niggas like that.
All right, so I'm gonna name 3 people.
Okay.
And I don't think any of these guys is gonna be next. But just pick one out of 3.
Okay.
The Baby. He got content. He can rap.
Facts.
He got content.
Facts.
And I think he can evolve. I think he can evolve to be an even stronger songwriter. Lil Baby. He got flow. He got swag. Everybody like him. Mm-hmm. Who else can I throw in there? A young nigga. I'll probably say Roddy.
I was gonna say Roddy.
I'll probably say Roddy.
Okay. Roddy, I like all of them, first of all, but Roddy is like, he's gonna be like I just feel like he's gonna be like the Frank, the SZA, like not give us like.
Yeah, I think if I had to pick anybody, it would be Roddy.
Yeah, but
I
he's
think
just
he's
not
gonna evolve. I think one day he's gonna be in front of a fucking guitar and it's playing, but I think he's gonna do that till he's like 50.
Yeah, but he's just not going to. He's not gonna be chasing anything. He's not just gonna put out anything. Like he's. When did he put out his last album? Was that 2019, 18? I know it's been at least.
It might have been like 18.
Yeah, so like he's gonna be that type of artist. Baby, both the babies, they just could go in and just talk about anything or whatever. But yeah, I don't think none of them is like got the number one like next. I don't think.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to dig too deep on this. Do you think number one is going to be a thing after Drake is done? Because the vastness.
Yeah,
of
because
music,
everybody is just doing the same thing. Everybody. Like it's just so many times I hear a track, I like, and then you don't be knowing who's like I'll hear a song and I'll literally be like, who is this? Like now I be putting us on music. I'll be like, who is this?
I think at this point it's just way too many people making music, and then the internet is like everybody got their favorites, so it's hard for you to say, oh, I'm the next thing, I'm number one.
That's a good point.
It might be a rap for that. So everybody's got their own pocket, and they all number one to their own fans. Mm-hmm. Drake was the last rap superstar.
I mean, let's see. Test your theory. Give it a couple of years. I'll remind you in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Remember you said.
I didn't say that shit. All right.
Got receipts.
Let's get into it. My little introductory. Is that a word? Introduce the topics.
You're so annoying. So annoying, like Tommy said. All right, so do you believe that free will and destiny can coexist?
All right, and that's the full topic?
Just
all right, do I believe that free will and destiny could, yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Because I don't look at free will in a negative way.
I know, but you believe in free will. Like you just...
Yeah, 100%. All right. I believe everybody is destined for something.
You
right?
do.
I believe that maybe 90% of the population never really find that.
Why? I'm sorry, continue and then I'll ask you why.
I believe about 90, that phone is fucking it up. That 90% of the population probably don't find that because of free will. Because of free will, like, yeah, you don't ever really, like, it's not like you turn 25 and you go through school to find yourself and who you are. You start living real life, and then it's just like shit that start going by you. You know what I'm saying? So opportunities you probably could have took, things you could have did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say 90% because I do believe like some people are destined to be mothers. You know what I'm saying? Some people are destined to be a bus driver, and not in the sense of being a bus driver, but like maybe you're destined to help people. That's a way of helping people. You taking people certain places. So I do believe, I don't think everything is as far out like, oh, you was destined to be a music artist and you're doing, no, I don't think it's like that. I think everything is real common, but I think your heart will lead you to what you want if you don't let free will get into your way.
Okay.
Do you think that makes sense?
It does. I believe that, I don't know, because you know how like older people and like church going folk, like a lot of people, they just say, oh, this was meant to be, or something horrible happens, like, oh, it was God's will, and like shit like that. And often, if you take the religion route, like you question that, because it's like, well, why would God allow something so horrible to happen? Why would God allow for a baby to be molested and killed? Sorry to get so dark, but like stuff like that. But it's like, all right, so what's the opposite side of that? Like, how was that destined? Like,
it's bad and evil. Like, it's good and evil. It's just like, I mean, that's free will. If a baby got killed, that was whoever killed that baby was their free will to do that nut shit.
Yeah, but it's all right. So for me, and I'm gonna tell you my views after this. But it's always another side. So, but for me, it's like, all right, you can say that this was destined to happen, right? But only one person made a decision to do this, but it affected another person, i.e. someone losing their lives, their life. So how can we actually say that this was free will when the person who like, violence was inflicted on didn't act in free will?
I don't know, because I mean that goes into my train of thought, and I think a lot of times, and I'm not saying if for no innocent kids and no innocent babies and no nothing like that, but I do think I think your brain is powerful. So I think if I think I'm gonna get killed, and I think about that shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, I'm going to welcome that into my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. The second thing is, I think that we look at death the wrong way as humans. You know what I'm saying? Like, death is an extension of life. It depends on what you believe. I don't want to push nothing on anybody, but I think death is maybe a real beginning, you know what I'm saying? So while we real like get heavy hearted and all that stuff, I think on the other side is just the other side of life is just different. So I think we might be looking at it narrow minded. If I'm, if what I believe is correct, we might just be looking at it in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because like a lot of people believe that like death can be symbolism of nirvana, because like you go through life and you have all these experiences and you grow, and no one, I mean, from what I believe, I know you believe this as well, we never stop growing. So at the end is death. So maybe that is
yeah. And nothing really die, man. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. And even for church folk, like at funerals, the first thing they say is that they in a better place, on a different side. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like it's just, as humans, we have emotions. We want our loved ones to be here, and we don't want no crazy shit to happen. So we feel how we feel in a moment. But once we pull ourselves together and start to understand that we maybe gained an angel, or you walk out in the forest and you can feel things, and it's just deeper. I believe it's deeper. So
okay. So so what I believe as far as free will, destiny, I believe that there is like some sort of balance, and needs to be. But I believe that people are destined to be certain things, but you have to be open, and this is where free will comes in at, because you have to be open to allow certain circumstances and opportunities to you have to be able to grasp them. So they'll present themselves to you, but you have to be open. You have to not just follow cycles, i.e. getting up, eating the same thing for breakfast. You may not even know that you like you may not even know that you like a certain breakfast, and maybe you can become a chef because you like want to create it, whatever. But getting up and following the same cycle. So now you like the opportunities can't present themselves.
You caught in the loop. And with that is like you always got to see the signs. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was younger, I guess and up until maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I didn't know anything about signs or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going through my life like thinking that it was all me. Everything that happened is because of me. If I do this, it's because of me. Or do this, everything that I do is because of me. And when you start really looking at like, oh, the signs, this happened. You do this, you work hard. You might be working hard, but like some other shit will pop off. You know what I'm saying? And lead you in a different direction, and shit just start to connect. And you just be like, there's no way this is me. You know what I'm saying? I believe in luck too, but I definitely believe in that higher power, energy of
You believe in luck?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Luck, yeah, hell yeah.
I've never even pondered that. Like that's not something.
Yeah, I believe.
I'll say some shit like, "Oh, you lucky," but I don't even mean it.
I believe in luck. I believe in luck. I believe in like angels and spirits, spirit guides and shit like that. Way more.
Okay.
But I do believe luck is just a factor in life. Some people just get lucky, you know. Sometimes you just get lucky and shit happen.
Yeah. So to piggyback off what I was saying, like I believe that you have to just have like some type of spontaneity like in your life so that you can like, so maybe if you frequent like a restaurant and it could even boil down to like relationships, like people you're supposed to be with. I believe in that too. Like I'm not even gonna say so much as like soulmates or whatever, because I believe that you can have more than one soulmate. I don't believe that soulmates are someone that you're supposed to be like intimate with all the time. Sometimes yes. Yeah. Like my soulmate could be my cousin. Yeah. It could be anybody. Yeah. Wait, what was I saying? Do you believe in soulmates?
But like in an intimate type way?
Anything.
Yeah. I think I do. Yeah. And
I believe in soul ties as well, negative and positively.
But I don't think it's just like I don't believe in like soulmate and you got one soulmate.
Yeah.
I believe
that you have
certain people got certain like I believe in that the number shit a lot.
What are you talking about?
Your life numbers,
life path numbers
and stuff like that. Like,
what's your life path number? Do you even know it?
I'm a 1.
You're a 1. You are.
I'm a life path.
I'm surprised you even knew that.
Yeah, so I think I have strong connections to ones. You know what I'm saying? Like really strong connections to ones. Like one of my closest homies, my young boys are 1, and we like, you know what I mean? Like we close as hell. So it's like, yeah, I believe that. And you know, if you look up the chart, you see which ones mesh and which ones don't mesh. Now, I'm not saying that all the time it works, but a lot of times when you look at shit like that and you look at like what type of people they are, and like that shit really be on some like,
I don't know, I'm on the fence about shit. Like characteristics of like when anything with that, like the life path numbers and the zodiac signs and like all of that, because I feel like it's so wide, and I can read yours and it can apply to me. You can read mine and it'll apply to you. Yours. But I would say like my brother passed away. This year will be the 10th year, and his birthday. All right, so my life path number is 5, and his birthday, like it denotes to a 5, and 10/13. Like I noticed that day and night every day since he died. I noticed it, and when I was younger, like I didn't know like why I noticed it. I didn't. When he first died, like I was able. I'm not gonna say like I could communicate with him, like he would answer, but all right, I will say I was able to just, it's a number of factors, because I knew him so well. I knew what he would respond to me, like anything I asked or said. and on top of that, like, just guiding me. So as I got older, I was unable to tap into that communication. So then I started realizing, I didn't realize 1013 since he died. The older I got, like, so once I was unable to communicate like that, I started realizing 1013. And now, like, today, like, when I go to sleep, I'm gonna if I'm up, I'm gonna realize 1013 morning too. But that is number 5, and like that should just guide you. So I do believe like in angels and all that type of stuff. But what you was about to say something?
Do you think it's a reason you stopped being able to connect?
I was in a really dark place, like really, really dark. And that's it. Like, if you're not open, it boils down to that. If you're not open to certain things, you cannot even receive. It's hard to perceive certain things. And God is like straight.
And that's what it is. Like, when a lot of, like, when we in dark places or we depressed and we just get all in our feelings, it's so much that we just don't see. You know what I'm saying? But like, once we open, get you some fresh air, you know what I'm saying? Get your mind clear. Positive thinking is a must. I mean, positive thinking is the thing, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know, praying, meditating, so much shit open up, you know what I'm saying? And it just get real, man.
And that's like
I don't want to preach the gospel and shit.
Right. And it leads to just like people self-sabotaging themselves because of these cycles that we fall into. And you'll ask somebody like, oh, like, what's going on? Somebody could be depressed, and like, or like a few years ago, like, oh, what was going on in your life? And it'll say, oh, I was with my ex and he would make me really depressed. And they find themselves in these cycles, and you might find yourself in another relationship with this person, and now you're depressed again. So sabotage is like just fucking crazy, and it really will affect your destiny. I guess.
And the key to that is knowing and being able to like snap out of that shit. Like, oh, this is happening again, let me get out of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's easier said than done.
But when you can see it, a lot of people like me now, I can see that shit. I can see when I'm going down a bad road, but I might want to just be on that road a couple more days. Like, you know what, let me feel this shit.
Yes. And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to feel emotions. And we will feel something and it's like, oh, I don't want to feel this, so I'm gonna go and do a drug, or I'm gonna go and like just perform another action. And it's like, nah, you need to soak in that. You need to feel that sometimes, not all the time, of course, but sometimes we do need to feel this. And a lot of times we're running from these emotions, and because we haven't faced any type of emotion, like we'll find ourselves in these cycles because we never dealt and sat in that emotion.
Facts. You gotta sit in the emotions. Then you gotta realize that shit. I mean, it might sound crazy to say, but that shit is just not real. It's real, but it's like, if you really look at shit, man, like this, the chances of you being a human and how beautiful life is, and you know what life could be, it always get greater later, man. I know a lot of people who committed suicide and stuff like that, and that shit is just like, I used to understand it, but now it's like, man, it always get greater later. It always get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is what you make it.
Do you believe? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because I 100% just cut you off.
No. I was done.
All right. So look, I was talking with my boss the other day, right?
Boss.
All right. Do you believe that emotions are real?
Emotions?
I'm about to read something. It's gonna be like, I never thought about it.
I mean, a quick breakdown of my perception of emotions. It's just emotions is nothing but a reaction to your thoughts. So if you see a wife cheating, you're gonna have that emotion of like hatred. You know what I'm saying? If you see a kid with a fucking ice cream cone, you're gonna have that emotion of glee. It's just attachment. Like, so if you think something up here, your body leads with emotion. That's what I believe.
Okay. So I'm talking to this guy, and I said, how are you? And he says, I'm balanced. So I said, balance is great. Everyone is searching for happiness all the time, but this is an emotion. Balance is key. So he says, is levels. Happiness is on a spectrum, and on its opposite end, it's sadness. The challenge is that people jump from one extreme to the other when they should oscillate. Learning how to feel and think, or better yet, filter and isolate events or stimulus that trigger those emotions of quote unquote happiness and quote unquote sadness. And English language is kind of screwed up, like happy and happier. You can't be more happy. There is no such thing, psychological or mentally. You are either happy, which is in a constant state, or sad, which is neither a constant state. And happy and sad are a pair like man and woman. You can't know or fundamentally understand one without the other.
You asked me what I think about that? I think you can be, I think happy and happier is a thing.
I 100% think so too.
I think maybe what he was trying to say is joy. Joy is a different thing. Joy is there's no opposite. Like joy is like is a real spiritual type thing. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm gonna finish what he said though. So I said, well, I agree about the like emotions or whatever, but
yeah, I started to have a debate.
I'm like, but one does definitely make you happier. Like if I'm eating just regular fries, like I'm happy, but if I'm eating cheese fries, I'm extremely happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he was like, well, try this out. Eating makes you happy. he made me feel like I was on some fat shit.
Yeah.
But whatever. So he was like, one gives the perception of having more of an emotion. However, it's just a sensation of being satisfied.
I mean,
your brain doesn't know the difference between a real event and this is what kind of, I'm like, all right. The brain doesn't know the difference between a real event or a perceived event. And this leads into what we could talk about next.
Nah, I believe in that 100%.
It just records the emotion and all of the psychological responses associated with the thought. So you appear to be happier.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. Yeah, that got a lot to do with manifesting too. Like, as humans, we can't really tell the difference of, like, I can say I got a fucking Bentley outside and she got 22s and a crazy system, and if I believe that shit in my heart, then that shit is really outside, and that's how people manifest shit in their life. You might think motherfuckers be crazy, like, man, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get a Bentley, I'm gonna have a helicopter. But when motherfuckers really believe that shit, and you push yourself and you push yourself and you push yourself and you believe that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? That shit already exists, bro. Like, that shit is like, it's just
yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't even want to say you can trick yourself. It's the same thing about writing shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you write shit down in your notes, and you put shit down, and you know, it's a secret sauce, yo. It's just a secret thing that not a lot of humans understand. But, like, you break down people like Jim Carrey and Jay-Z and Oprah, and anybody with any certain level of success, they'll be the first ones to tell you, like, look, you know what I mean, this shit is real. Like, you gotta just think about it. You that's why I be looking at people all the time when they be like, man, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I'm never gonna be this, I'm never gonna be that. Yeah, of course you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think like that.
Yeah. You know, me personally, since I was a kid, I always just knew, like, I would be something. I never knew how. But I always see myself living this great life and not just like typical. A lot of people, that it's okay for them and no knock to them. It's just it's nowhere I never seen myself. Like, I never seen myself just going to work, paying bills, and just have, like, I never seen myself. I've always seen myself living in an extravagant home, like with spiral steps, like leading up. Like, I've always seen it. It's always been like, how? So I guess that's where, like, the destiny comes in. Like, these opportunities are going to be presented to you, but you have to be open.
And I think that's the biggest part, is the how, because that's when we start to stress ourselves out. How the fuck
Yeah.
am I going to get here?
Yeah.
What I'm going to
Yeah.
do? Am I going to
Yeah.
hit the lottery?
Yeah.
Am I going to work my ass off?
Right.
All you got to do is just take the steps and do what's in your heart. Do what you love. That's why I be telling people, man, like, even if you got a 9 to 5, go home and do what you love. Just do what you love, because, like, when you do what you love, man, it creates a certain energy, and that energy will get you a long way, and that energy would end up having you own everything that's in your head.
But it's scary because, like, I was having this conversation. This is something, like, I ask people all the time. What are your dreams? Like, what do you want to do? And, like, a lot of times it amazes me how people don't know. It really, really does. Or
maybe the better question is, like, what do you love? What do you like?
So I said, what do you want to do? And she was, and the woman I was talking to, she said, I don't know. I said, well, what do you love? Because that's more important.
Yeah.
So she was like, well, I want to be a nurse. So I said, well, why not be a doctor? So, like, I've always thought like that. Like, I'm going to, like, whatever level is, I'm going to always achieve for, like, the greater thing.
But what if you don't want to be a doctor? You want to be a nurse?
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, some people are okay with that. And that's why I led this conversation with me. I've always thought, like, I would be there. I didn't know how or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I ended up telling him, like, yo, so, like, you don't know what you love. And I just, like, you gotta, like, really find that. Because if you don't know what you love, like, that's a tricky ass thing. Because I remember a few years ago, I was just trying to find out, like, what I wanted to do career wise. And this is, like, before I was like, I want to do my own shit. And I was coming up with all these things. I was like, what do you think about this? I was asking you, I was sending you stuff. And he was like, well, what do you love? And I was like, money. That was my response. I'm like, he was like, well, money or something you love. And I'm like, well, I'll be cool. Like, I'll be making crazy money. And he was like, yeah, like, you were like, what the fuck? And I'm like, and I was looking at you like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? This money will satisfy me. Yeah. What you about to say?
No, I was just going to dip back into, like, situations like with your girlfriend. It don't really always got to be like a thing that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can know somebody that have, like, a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, you love your child, and if you put everything into your child for the next 15 years, your child might make you a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guide your child in the right direction, and you build these things, and I mean, so it's not always like you gotta have. That's why I say some people are just destined to be moms. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's fulfilling enough. And
I mean, but if you don't know that though, I mean,
no, you don't know that.
No. I'm saying like, for somebody to, if you're a mom, right? If you're a mom and you love to do this thing, and someone poses the question, what do you love to do? And you don't even know that that's what it is. That's where it gets tricky, because it's like, yo, you don't even know. I think people don't think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? I think people I
like,
do.
oh,
I'm not even a mom, and like people ask me this question, and I say, like, I want to write, and like I believe I don't even know if I ever told you this. No, I did, but I truly believe that I'm here, like, my purpose is to love. Like, I love to love people, like, in like any capacity. Like, I just want to exude love. So you should. No, and I don't have kids. I think
it's just not like how when people think of things like that, they think about career choices in the instant. Like, how can I get money? You're not looking at your kid like, oh, I'm gonna make money through you. Some people do. You know what I'm saying? But I think they look at it more in a way, I'm gonna dress you up and I'm gonna have you dance in front of these people to make money off you. Not like I'm gonna
pour all this love and
pour all this love into you and steer you in directions that could opportunities so you can see things that I didn't see. And that's just a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all. It's not as hard as people make it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the signs is right in front of your face. I do believe in destiny, but I believe free will fuck majority of people in life, and it's culturally, our culture is just fucked up. Like our culture is all shout out right now. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, we live in a real follow type society and shit. So, you know,
Preach, brother.
shit
All right.
tricky.
So look, as far as perception, that word has come up a couple of times today, right? So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the allegory of the caveman.
Allegory of the caveman.
Yeah, so I'm gonna explain it very briefly. So so I believe it was Socrates or was it Plato?
It was
It was Socrates. But so you have caveman and
it
cave.
was Plato.
Okay. Plato was all right. Anyway, you have cavemen in a cave, and they see these shadows, hear noises, and they perceive this thing that like it's just an illusion because they haven't even seen it. It's just based off of like these shadows, which is like, how can you base anything off of a shadow? Like you see a shadow, you think it's a monster, right?
Yeah.
And then they get out or whatever, and they realize that it's not it's not what they thought at all. And they go,
a couple of them get out.
Yeah. And then they go back into the cave, and then they try to express it to the other cavemen. And hold on, they were shackled to like they were in chains. But they tried to express to the other cavemen that was still down there that like, oh no, like this, it wasn't even that, like come and see, because it is a responsibility of someone who like does a good example is someone who leaves the hood and they are exposed to certain things. They are, I believe that it's an obligation to come back to the hood and to put your youngins on. Like, yo, like you don't gotta do this, like let me put you on. Or
not
like,
physically though, right?
It could be just be knowledge. But yeah, just like in the allegory of the caveman, they got it. It was a responsibility for them to come back and like put them on. But a lot of them, I mean, not a lot of them, but the people who was left in the cave, they was like, no, they chose to stay down there. Like they were like petrified on like what these illusions
could
were.
possibly be outside.
Yeah, and they didn't even believe.
Yeah.
What?
And that's how I used to look at shit like every day, man. Because it's like, when you think about the inner city and shit, like you come outside, we live in these row homes, you come outside and you look straight and you see fucking homes. You look up the street, you see fucking homes. You don't see anything outside of your like neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, it's a trap, and it traps you in your own head. I think the internet opened things up because a lot of people are starting to see what's actually possible. But yeah, shit just be like a trap.
Yeah.
We trapped in our own minds.
So, all right. So
Fear, which is the biggest killer. Fear.
Don't ever go with the flow. Be the flow.
I'm doing an intro
I don't
outro.
need no middleman to talk but to my
Yeah.
understand if you don't understand.
so confused.
That's where we differ.
Yes. Welcome back to the We Differ podcast. This is the outro, not the intro. The camera actually turned off, and E is looking confused. We just log back on and say bye to you guys. I didn't want to leave the podcast on the last word fair. That would have been weird.
Oh, weird.
But I think it was destiny that the fucking tape ended right there. So.
Because he started acting real weird, y'all. He stopped listening to me.
I was listening. She started talking weird. All right, so yeah. Episode 21 of We Differ podcast. Just to give y'all a proper outro. Thanks for listening. Yada. We are the We Differ podcast, and we will see y'all next week with episode number 22. We are out.
Peace.